Dear Princess Celestia, I'm just another brony.
Dear Princess Celestia, I fear this may be my last friendship report for quite some time. During these wonderful years spent here in Ponyville, I've learned quite a bit about the magic of friendship, but I've also learned a lot more. I've learned that Big Macintosh never truly got over the death of his mother. Once a fun, loving, joyous individual full of charisma and charm, he's now a hollow shell of what he once was. Today he shrouds himself in his work, showing little emotion and can seldom be seen smiling. His turmoil resides behind a veil of apathy, and will never shine through so long as his sisters depend on him. With his mother's last words, long before Applejack had even learned earned her cutie mark, she had them both promise to take care of Apple Bloom, who was still just a newborn filly. Their father perished before his white heart condition had developed while working in the mines, mining iron. He and over a dozen other miners were lost when a massive tunnel collapsed. The two have since been working diligently to keep their home and family afloat during these hard times. Did you know Big Macintosh was once a singer? He traveled around from town to town singing and putting on quite a show. All the young mares swooned over his voice and showmanship, or so I've heard. They called him Big Mac Heart Attack and said he was able to be the next big thing to hit Eastern Equestria. Coincidentally, his mother died when being mugged at one of his shows. She was stabbed and her saddlebag was stolen. Less than 10 bits were in the bag at the time. The life of a beautiful mare and loving mother was taken for 10 bits she would have gladly hoofed over to any pony in need. Some combination of the facts I previously mentioned and the fact that he now had to support the family on his own deterred him from creating his music. His band eventually moved on and found a new singer, and he never sang again. He often finds it difficult to carry on, but something deep inside his heart pushes him forward. I believe that something is just as powerful, if not stronger, than the magic of friendship. Another thing I learned is that the magic of friendship isn't always necessarily something that can help us through our troubles. Two residents of Ponyville had a very long and loving relationship, but in the end were forced apart despite the strongest form of friendship I've ever witnessed them holding together. Lyra, a full-hood friend of mine from Canterlot, was living here after meeting the mayor of her dreams. For 6 long years, the two loved one another and seemed like the perfect couple. However, one evening proved to be more impactful than all those years combined to the one mayor that ended the relationship. Bonbon fell in love with another and couldn't keep her dwindling passion for Lyra alive. Immediately after the painful breakup, Lyra moved back to Canterlot. However, her dreams and ambitions were long since abandoned. My attempts to share friendship with her proved to be worthless endeavors, as the more I tried to talk, the more she estranged herself from her friends and her family. Now I must regrettably say that she took her own life after falling ill due to deep depression. She intentionally overdosed using illegal narcotics bought off the streets of Canterlot. Something was holding her down. There was some sort of magic in her heart that was strong enough to keep the love and friendship that wanted to help her at bay, and that something needs to be understood so we can counter it in the future. I believe that if someone depending on her survival, she could have carried on. Much like Big Macintosh. She'd never be the enthusiastic, fun-loving mare she once was. There's another thing as well. I've been having late-night talks with your sister, Luna. She tells me a lot about herself, and about the millennia she spent on this world. I've learned things I never would have imagined were true through these talks. So many things you've kept hidden from me and been brought to the light. I realize that deception is sometimes important to keep the masses under control, but you need to realize that some ponies can be trusted. Star Swirl the Baronet once sent you a letter, just like the one I'm sending, letting you know he was moving on to his own projects and looking at the bigger picture. I wish I had known sooner that he was your previous student the way I am now. I understand that those are big horseshoes to fill, but it's also a great honor to know that what you see in me you saw in a stallion that revolutionized the entire world with his practices and speeches. I want you to know that if you blame or punish Luna for this, I won't be so quick to let you get away with it. She also told me something very peculiar that I wish to look into at some point in the future. I never made the connection, but after further research, Luna's words were completely accurate. Star Swirl had a purple dragon with green spines as a companion as well, named Shiva. She was said to have been holding a single egg that day. She died nearly 1,000 years after Star Swirl passed away. Now I wonder, is that Spike's mother? Celestia, I want you to know that I still love you very much and hold only the utmost sense of respect and humility towards you. That said, I plan to begin my travels flying across the world with Spike within the next few days. I'll make my way to all corners of the land to help any pony in need in any way I can on this trip of self-discovery. I also plan to write a book along with a series of spells that haven't been imagined yet. Star Swirl's legacy was time travel and time manipulation magic, changing not only the face of Equestria, but all of history. My legacy will be discovered during my travels, but more importantly, I'll discover ways to fight degenerative forms of magic that fester in the hearts of broken-hearted, bringing light to their darkened lives. As Spike and I take to the skies, we'll eagerly be awaiting your reply. Your faithful student, nah, your loving friend, Twilight Sparkle.
Celestia wiped a single tear from her cheek as she rolled the letter up. A proud smile stretched across her face as she stood up and grabbed the quill in her aura of magic. She pressed it against the blank white page and ink began to drip down, but not a single word came to mind. After several moments, she took a seat once again with a grin, and she wrote out in her reply.
I wish you the best of luck and may your discoveries enlighten us all, my faithful student. Twilight Sparkle, the Enlightener.
The end.
The